These have been here for 500 years. I've seen bad men raised up and good men brought.
Title: Train Dreams director, Clint Bentley screenplay. Writers: Clint Bentley and Greg Quetter, based on the novella by Dennis Johnson. Based on Train Dreams, 2011, novella by Dennis Johnson Production Companies. Black Bear Pictures, Kamala Films distributor. Netflix runtime, 102 minutes country. Language: United States at English release dates, Premiere World. Premiere, January 26, 2025, Sundance Film. Festival limited theatrical release, USA. November 7, 2025, Netflix cart streaming. Release, November 21, 2025, It also had festival screenings in various places before general. Release.cast, main and supporting, here, are some of the prominent cast members: Joel Edgerton as Robert, Granier International Cinephile Society Felicity, Jones as Gladys Granier Carey, Condon as Claire William H. Macy as Arn Peoples, an explosives expert, Clifton Collins Jr., Nathaniel Arcand as Ignatius, Jack Alfred Shing, logger, Paul Schneider as Apostle Frank, a talkative logger, John Deal as Billy. An old logger, Will Patton, provides the voice of the narrator. Plot summary in English. Below is a summary, synopsis, not full script, of the story of Train Dreams. This is based on known sources, including the original novella's plot and what the movie adaptation appears to cover. Robert Granier is a logger and day laborer working across the American West in the early 20th century. The film tracks his life through changing times, the tension between human ambition, nature, loss, memory, and the passage of time. He works on railroad lines, logging, clearing wilderness, trying to make a life for himself, dealing with isolation, loss, and also love. More detailed summary. Here is a more detailed version of the plot, based largely on the novella's storyline, with assumptions about how the film may adapt it. The novella's plot is on Wikipedia and other sources. Note: the film may condense or alter some events. This is the core narrative from the source material that the film is known to follow. In summer 1917, a Chinese laborer is accused of stealing from the company store of the Spokane International Railway in Idaho. Robert Granier, along with other white laborers, tries to throw him off a bridge under construction. The Chinese man escapes. Back in Meadow Creek, Granier buys a bottle of sarsaparilla for his wife Gladys and their infant daughter Kate. While returning to his cabin, he believes he sees the Chinese man and thinks a curse may have been placed on him. In 1920, he works in northwestern Washington to repair the Robinson Gorge Bridge and cut timber for the Simpson Company. He befriends Arn Peoples, an old man who uses explosives and performs dangerous tasks. Arn is later killed by falling wood. Later, in the 1950s and early 1960s, the narrative shifts to showing Granier watching the construction of a new highway by iron workers, seeing how the world transforms around him. At various times, Robert senses supernatural or spectral presences, e.g., visions of his wife, a wolf girl, memories. He returns to Meadow Creek and lives in solitude in his cabin. His wife Gladys is said to have died by accident. She falls, breaks her back on rocks near the river, and drowns. Before drowning, she unties her bodice to allow Kate to crawl away and survive. As time passes, Robert battles aging, rheumatism, physical decline. A pack of wolves visit his cabin one night. He sees a wolf girl who he thinks might be Kate. She interacts with him, he splints her leg, but then leaves. He never sees her again. Eventually, Robert dies in his sleep, November 1968, and his body is found in spring by hikers. The novella ends with a memory of a wolf boy sideshow, and then darkness. And suddenly it all went black. And that time was gone forever. Director: Clint Bentley. Screenplay: Clint Bentley and I. Greg Quetter, based on Train Dreams, 2011. Novella by Dennis Johnson Production Companies. Black Bear Pictures. Kamala Films distributor. Netflix runtime, 102 minutes country. Language: United States and English release information world. Premiere: January 26, 2025, Sundance film. Festival limited theatrical release, USA. November 7, 2025, streaming release, Netflix. November 21, 2025, the film also screened at several international festivals prior to its general release. Cast Joel Edgerton as Robert Granier Felicity, Jones as Gladys, Granier Carey Condon as Claire William H. Macy as Arn Peoples, explosives expert, Clifton Collins Jr., supporting role Nathaniel Arcand as Ignatius, Jack Alfred Singh, logger Paul Schneider as Apostle Frank, talkative logger, John Deal as Billy, an old logger Will Patton, voice of the narrator synopsis set, against the vast landscapes of the early 20th century American West. Train Dreams follows Robert Granier, a logger and railroad worker whose quiet life unfolds amidst the sweeping forces of progress, nature, and time. Through seasons of labor, loss, and solitude, the film traces his journey as the frontier gives way to modern America. Granier's life begins among railroad camps and logging sites, where he witnesses the clash between industrial expansion and wilderness. In one haunting early episode, he joins fellow workers in an attempt to throw a Chinese laborer accused of theft from a bridge, an act that leaves him haunted by guilt and superstition. Back home in the rugged isolation of Meadow Creek, he lives with his wife, Gladys, and their infant daughter, Kate. When tragedy strikes, a fire and river accident that claim Gladys's life, Granier retreats further into solitude. Clinging to his cabin in the fading rhythms of a vanishing world, years pass. He works among men like Arn Peoples, a fearless explosives expert, and encounters drifters, loggers, and dreamers as the forested frontier slowly gives way to highways and machinery. Ghostly visions, memories, and strange visitations, including a mysterious wolf girl who might be his lost daughter, blur the line between the natural and the spiritual. By the 1950s and 60s, Granier stands as a relic of an earlier time, watching progress sweep past him. His death in 1968, discovered months later by hikers, closes a quiet life marked by wonder, loss, and the unstoppable current of change.